Hey guys, it is I, the Ninja Drummist, or Lewis as my friends tend to call me. Anyway, I'm at home killing a few hours before I've got to go teach people to play the drums again, so I figured it was time I serviced my gigging kit, it's well due one. And I realised I haven't really shown you guys this kit that much. The kit that you usually see in my videos is my larger Tama Starclassic kit, which I've dubbed the Nice Kit. So just quickly, I thought I'd tell you the story behind this kit before I show you guys it. Like I said, I bought a Tama Starclassic drum set in 2012. It's still serving me well. It's probably the nicest set of drums I've ever owned. You see it in all of my videos. But the story goes, I was carrying a very expensive, very heavy Tama Starclassic bass drum across a muddy festival field for a gig with my band one day. And I began to think, why am I doing this? And I did really notice that back then I did have my heart in my mouth every time I took my Starclassic out because it was so expensive, and unfortunately it did succumb to a bit of damage on the road as well. So I began to think, yeah, what I need is a smaller but more importantly cheaper set of drums that I don't mind carting about to gigs, and it's easier to lift about around festivals because we were doing a lot of those sort of gigs at the time with my band New Groove Formation, who have sadly since disbanded. But everything about the kit I'm about to show you is about travelling light, about using as little hardware and heavy things as possible so I can carry it around easily. And yeah, it's probably about as light as a drummer can travel, I think, while still sounding good. So hopefully I can share with you some of the things I've learned about that. But yeah, let's have a look at the kit. As you can see, I live in quite a small house, so getting the drums out and storing them is quite difficult at the best of times. But yeah, this kit needed a service today, so I thought I'd show you guys it all. So it's a Tama Silverstar kit. This is the best kit for the money that I've ever seen. It's the only fully birch kit, so in other words, a wood that you've actually heard of kit in this sort of price range, and I really like it. This is the Jazz setup, but I've kind of customized it quite a bit. So let's do drums first. So the finish on the kit is a transparent blue burst, and like I say, it's a silver, which means it's a solid birch kit. This is an 18 by 14 kick drum. This is a 10 by 7 tom. You may notice that this kit comes as standard with a 12 by 8 tom, but I don't really get on with 12-inch rack toms as the first tom, so I wanted to swap that out for a 10-inch, so I spent a little bit extra getting that. I do have the 12 as well, but I don't really use it. And this is a 14 by 14 floor tom. I did buy the snare with this kit, but I kind of prefer my Starclassic snare from my other Starclassic kit that you see in my other videos. I kind of prefer using that, so yeah, I tend not to use the Silverstar snare that much. It sounds great though, it's just I prefer this one. And as I mentioned earlier, this is about travelling as light as possible while still sounding good and having a decent drum set. So you may notice that all the cymbal stands are single braced. I've never really got on with double braced hardware anyway. It's pretty overkill for what it is. I don't like the sort of balance and act of balancing toms off of cymbal stands. You'll notice I usually mount them off the bass if I can. So if they're just holding up cymbals, they may as well be lightweight and single braced. The amount of times I've seen people sort of using a big weighted double braced stand just to hold up a splash cymbal, and yeah, you've got to really think about the purpose of the stand, and I put a lot of thought into that and I decided that they might as well be single braced, except for the hi-hat, snare and the stool. I found that the way I play, they tend to wander about a little bit unless they are double braced. But as for the cymbal stands themselves, they're all single braced, and you'll notice that I'm trying to sort of clamp as much as I can with other cymbals, so there's only 3 cymbal stands on the floor. This central post cymbal holder, I kind of bought this with the in mind to mount my ride cymbal off the bass drum, but it started to kind of worry me about the bass drum shell. So yeah, I've reinstated the ride stand, and I'm currently using the tom mount to mount the splash. As you can see, this stack cymbal is mounted off a clamp off the right cymbal stand. And then, as I say, I had to reinstate the ride cymbal stand because I was worried it was going to crack the bass drum shell with that much weight on it. And then this splash is mounted off the tom post. This splash is mounted off the left side cymbal stand. And as I say, the hi-hat and snare and the stool are double braced because I find they tend to wander around on me too much. So I'll do the cymbals last but not least. Those of you who follow me on social media will probably notice that I've been slowly replacing my old cymbals with vinyl cymbals. I think these guys are leading the way in terms of new cymbal sounds at the moment. I find them really musically expressive as well compared to other cymbal brands that I've played. So yeah, I'm converted. See if you are too. So this is the last one of my old cymbals to go, so I'll do this one first. This is a Pearl CX500 20-inch ride cymbal. I think it's a brass cymbal rather than bronze, and yeah, it was a cheapie that my dad got, probably when I was about 10 years old, so that's at least 22 years old now, this cymbal. He got it for £50 from, I think it was second hand even back then as well. But I'm really quite fond of this cymbal, and people often ask me what it is when I'm playing gigs and things. So yeah, don't ask about any of these really expensive ones here, guys. Just ask me about this bin lid over here. I'm kidding, no, I really like the sound, but it will be replaced with a Meinl pretty soon. And then over here, this is a 20-inch Meinl Byzance extra dry thin crash. I had to get one of these ever since I heard Chris Coleman playing one there, and I'm really fond of the dynamic range of this cymbal. You can hit it very soft, or you can hit it really hard, and it responds very well at any dynamic level. Very expressive cymbal, I'm very fond of it. Unfortunately, I can't really play any of these because I live in a small house next to some neighbours, and they will go mental if I start playing. So yeah, this is just me checking my setup out and service and everything, unfortunately. But then here's the stack situation. So this is a 14-inch Generation X filter china, also a Meinl, with a Classics custom 12-inch trash splash mounted on the top of it. That gives you the quick accent sounds. And then over here I've got another Meinl Byzance brilliant 10-inch splash. It's a very quick splash. It's probably one of the newer ones I've just recently bought. And then as my main crash, it's another Meinl Byzance medium thin crash. It's a brilliant cymbal. The reason I prefer brilliant cymbals is I play a lot of pop, sort of R&B kind of music, and I do find that the brilliant cymbal tends to suit it more than sort of traditional or darker sounding cymbals, although I am fond of those, as you can see on the right hand side there. And then these are my 13-inch Byzance fast hi-hats. They have the little holes around the edge. And what I didn't realise before I received them is that the bottom cymbal is unlathed. And I do find this is a really nice combination of these two cymbals. You've got the darkness of the bottom with the brightness of the top, and they're 13-inch, so they're quite quick. And the holes let the air out when you're playing, so that way when they're tight, they sound very tight. As I say, I better not play anything because the neighbours will go mad. And then last but not least, this is another one that needs replacing soon. This is a Sabian HHX Evolution Splash. I think this is a 7-inch. And so yeah, that's all the cymbals. Oh, I've forgotten to do the pedals. Let's do those as well. So we've got Iron Cobra Power Glide over this side. This is another new one that I've recently bought. I've had an Iron Cobra for years. I just wanted to replace it with the latest model because there's some pretty cool new additions to it. And then we have basically the same on the other side with the hi-hat stand, the Iron Cobra. Anyway, before I pack this away for the next gig, I hope you've kind of enjoyed watching this video and maybe learned a little bit how to travel a bit lighter as a drummer. I think, again, yeah, if I was to travel any lighter than this, then I would be kind of compromising even my sound or my setup, and I don't really like to do that. So yeah, this is a very easy kit to cart around, and it sounds even better. I've always been fond of birch drums as well. I like that quick shut off. If you play fast a lot of the time, as I can't help doing, then yeah, you do appreciate the sound of birch then, because it does have a quicker shut off than maple. I've never really been that fond of maple drums, to be honest. Everyone seems to favour them, but yeah, I'm a birch guy and always have been, really. So as always, guys, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video log. Thanks.